Hello everyone and welcome to my Coronation Street 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Real Housewives of Orange County star emotionally reveals 10-year-old son's rare eating disorder diagnosis. The Real Housewives of Orange County's Emily Simpson was overcome with emotion when she recently revealed that her young son Luke has been diagnosed with a rare eating disorder. The reality TV personality, 49, opened up about her son's diagnosis of avoidant/restrictive food intake disorder, ARFID, during an interview with People. She broke the news shortly after another RHOC star, Tamra Judge, was called out for falsely saying that she had been diagnosed with autism. Before Emily's son's diagnosis, she had always just assumed he was just a picky eater, she told the outlet. He only eats a few different foods and he's very overwhelmed by texture, color, smells. He will only eat white rice, Simpson 49, said of what Luke's main symptoms are. And he has to inspect each piece of rice before he eats it. So it's beyond picky eating. A lot of control issues. It's very overwhelming. Emily shared that prior to learning about her son's condition, he would often say he was starving, because he was, but would still refuse to eat. As a mom, that was so frustrating, she confessed. I didn't know what to do because on one hand he's crying and telling me he's starving, and on the other hand, he refuses to eat anything that I offer. The condition causes a person to lose interest in eating over anxiety-filled fears of choking, vomiting, or a need to avoid unwanted colors, taste, textures, or smells of different foods, per the Cleveland Clinic. The Bravo star said that every day is still challenging, but she tries to put herself in Luke's shoes. Smells are extremely overwhelming for him. Color is overwhelming for him. Textures of food are overwhelming and make him gag, the reality star said. So I have to constantly remind myself that he doesn't operate neurologically like we do. The Cleveland Clinic states that treatment options include cognitive behavioral therapy and medications like antipsychotic medications, antidepressants, or others that stimulate a person's appetite. Emily also took to Instagram to share her thanks to those who reached out to her after the People article was published. Hello friends, she began. First, thank you so much for your support, kindness, and love regarding Luke. This was by far my most difficult season filming RHOC I've ever had, and there were multiple times I felt that it was in Luke's best interest for me to quit. My reason for continuing on and navigating this truly challenging time, in real time and on camera, was because I knew I'd get more answers, support, and feedback than any therapist or doctor could provide. The Bravo fans are incredible and caring people, and I wasn't wrong, she continued. Thank you for the information and support you are all sending my way. Please keep it coming, and please talk to your children about being kind to the kids who might be a little different. She concluded by throwing it back to RHOC. Secondly, what did you think of episode 1? Fans will see her face Luke's diagnosis in real time, since it happened while she was filming season 19 of RHOC. There were lots of times I didn't even know if I could continue to film, she said. Husband Shane and I are learning every day how to navigate it. Emily said Luke is currently in therapy and working with a nutritionist. And his diet has expanded to include not only rice but also French fries, sliced bananas, potato chips, ice cream, and plain turkey that doesn't have any lines or blemishes in it. The worried mom admitted that it's not easy to tread the line between trying to get him to eat new foods and not making him feel bad that he doesn't want to. Emily and Shane are also parents to son Keller, 10, daughter Annabelle, 12, and Shane's daughters from his first marriage, Channel 19, it was an uncharacteristically somber moment in the world of the Real Housewives of Orange County. Known for dramatic lunches, designer bags, and sun-soaked bickering in Newport Beach, the latest revelation from longtime cast member Emily Simpson left fans teary-eyed and deeply moved. In a heart-wrenching sit-down interview for an upcoming Bravo special, Emily opened up for the first time about a deeply personal struggle her family has quietly endured behind the glitz and glamour of reality TV. Her 10-year-old son, Luke, was recently diagnosed with a rare eating disorder known as avoidant/restrictive food intake disorder, ARFID. A mother's tearful confession. With tears brimming in her eyes and her hands trembling slightly as she clasped a tissue, Emily whispered, "This is the first time I'm talking about this publicly. For years, I thought he was just a picky eater. I had no idea my son was silently suffering." Emily's voice cracked as she recalled the countless mealtimes filled with frustration, concern, and confusion. "He wouldn't eat anything but dry toast and plain pasta. I tried everything, bribing, begging, even making silly food games, but it only made things worse. He would panic at the sight of new foods. He'd cry, scream, and sometimes even gag." It wasn't until a school nutritionist flagged concerns that Emily and her husband Shane began seeking professional help. After months of evaluations, Luke was officially diagnosed with ARFID, a disorder far more complex than common childhood pickiness. Understanding ARFID. ARFID is not your typical refusal to eat vegetables. Unlike anorexia or bulimia, ARFID is not rooted in body image issues. Instead, it's a sensory-based or trauma-related aversion to food that severely restricts intake and often leads to nutritional deficiencies, weight loss, or psychological distress. For Luke, Emily explained, it wasn't about calories or being thin. It was fear. The textures, the smells, the colors of certain foods. He just couldn't handle them. It was like his body rejected them instinctively. She added, "He's not doing it to be defiant. He wants to be like the other kids. He wants to go to birthday parties and eat pizza. But he can't. It's like his brain just won't let him." How it changed her perspective. Emily, who is often portrayed as the strong, no-nonsense cast member on RHOC, admitted that this diagnosis cracked her open in a way nothing else had. "I used to get so angry. I felt like a failure as a mom. I couldn't even feed my own child properly," she confessed. "But now I realize I was trying to treat something I didn't understand, and I want other parents out there to know, if your child is struggling with food in a way that doesn't make sense, don't brush it off. You're not crazy, and neither is your child." The RHOC star has thrown herself into learning about the condition, even enrolling in a nutrition therapy seminar for parents. "I'm not a doctor," she laughed through tears, "but I'm damn well going to learn how to help my son." Impact on the whole family. Emily acknowledged that Luke's diagnosis has changed the entire dynamic at home. "We used to have family dinners every night. But over time, those became a war zone. Now we're learning new ways to make mealtime inclusive and non-threatening." Her daughter Annabelle, 14, has stepped up as a loving big sister, often helping to prepare meals Luke feels safe with. She even gave up spaghetti night, which was her favorite, because she noticed the smell made Luke anxious, Emily said with pride. Shane, often the sarcastic voice of reason on RHOC, has taken a quieter approach. "He doesn't say much, but I catch him researching recipes late at night or texting our therapist to ask questions. That's how he shows love." Why she decided to share. Many were surprised Emily would bring such a personal issue to light, especially on reality television where vulnerability can often become tabloid fodder. But the decision was rooted in purpose, not publicity. "I thought long and hard about it," she admitted. "But I kept thinking, what if there's a mom out there right now, crying in her kitchen because her child refuses to eat dinner again? What if she sees this and realizes she's not alone?" She continued, "I've been part of this franchise long enough to know that people watch for drama, but every now and then, we get the chance to tell a real story, and this is ours." A new chapter. With a dedicated team of specialists now guiding Luke through exposure therapy and nutritional support, there's hope on the horizon.